generally speaking, talking about education and training for organisations around equality, diversity, inclusion, and all sorts of different areas. I was wondering if I could ask the panel about sort of good practice that they've seen or that they do themselves around kind of the education of workforce in these areas, and sort of if they could give one piece of advice or in that area, what might it be?
I think with us, we created a Foundations of Inclusivity CPD, and it shamelessly refers to what other sports are doing, and I'd include rugby within that, with regards to mixed ability rugby, in terms of creating relevance for inclusion and also getting across your approach organisationally. So we've extended what was the social model of disability into the social model of inclusion. And we want all of our clubs and our workforce, that includes teachers and coaches, to understand how their behaviours can have an impact on creating that inclusive culture, which, as Jatin said, will then lead to diversity in the sport. So I think rather than going out straight away and teaching people about specific groups and demographics, that can sometimes have the opposite effect that you intend, because individuals think, well, I haven't received training on that specific group, therefore I don't know how to deal with them. And we want people to take a step back and just focus on that social approach, aka what barriers are you creating, either intentionally or unintentionally? How can you remove those barriers, and then what sort of impact can you have? And that's where we, like I say, signpost to what other sports are doing as great examples, along with a few different aquatic areas as well.
And what have the outcomes been like from that, Mike? It's probably quite early on in
It's
your
still,
journey, but
no, it's fine. So it's still quite early. I think the best outcomes I've had and the most pleasing bits have been regions. So our like a lot of sports, we're broken up into sort of different regions, and I know in some other sports it's counties and whatnot. But it's the regions contacting me and asking for more information around inclusion and around. Okay, so now we know that the social approach is the way that we should do things, but then you can then burrow down into those more specifics. So, say for example, we want to increase our ethnic diversity, or we want to make sure that our LGBTQ plus members are being supported. That's probably the most pleasing thing in terms of output off the back of it.